In today's episode of my planner lettering series, I'm going to be looking at the Happy Planner. I have two here. I have the one that I got that runs through the end of 2016, and it is, I don't know, the same size or similar to like an Erin Condren. And then I have the newer one that's an 8.5 by 11, which I actually really like the size of this. I just don't, the discs, man, I can't do the discs. But I've been really requested to do a Happy Planner video because people really love it. So I'm doing it. You asked, you shall receive. Before I get deep into it, I am going to take a minute and address pens in this planner. The reason that this is really interesting for this planner, just like it was for the daily planners, is that this planner has actually better paper than almost any other planner I've ever seen. This paper is like a step below cardstock. It is so thick. I really decided that I wanted to kind of give it a run for its money. So I grabbed a handful of pens and I made sure they were dark inks because I wanted just to see what happened. So I'll give you a quick demonstration. Now I took like the, Pilot G2 pens and the Zebra Sarasa gel pens, because these are a little inkier. So these gel pens, not only do they not shadow, but they only very barely even leave an impression on the other side, which is a problem for pens with this like pointy of a tip. Even grab my Jelly Roll, because Jelly Roll pens, I love them, but they are so inky that in a lot of planners, the paper, it like soaks through. I'm just totally scribbling, but I just want to show you that there's no shadowing and there's no like push down. So, these are great. And you just, with Jelly Roll, if you want to use these though in the Happy Planner, remember that they take a few minutes to dry, so you've got to be careful about the smearing. Then I grabbed some felt tip pens like the Le Pen, the Papermate Flare, and once again, no shadowing, no like texture, nothing. So after I did those, I decided I'm going to go with the big guns, and I went for my Tombow markers, which I do use in my Inkwell Press planner, which it does okay, and then I use in my Erin Condren planner, which it shadows. And I usually use lighter colors because the darker ones tend to bleed through more. But watch this. I like push down. I use like full on Tombow explosion. And you can see a shadow. Oh, it's from my finger, but you can see a shadow, but only barely. Like you'd have to really go over it, like, and even then it's still barely coming through. Like this is dope, And then so I finally was like, okay, fuck you, Happy Planner, I am going to defeat you. So I grabbed an extra fine Sharpie, my favorite pen to letter with. Extra fine Sharpie, not a pen, a fucking Sharpie. Barely any shadowing. To get it to show, you have to like, and that's when it starts to bleed through. But you could like just write like rig your ass to do's and it wouldn't even, like, what the fuck, dude? This paper is epic. Why you gotta have such shitty discs, Happy Planner? For some basic tips, we're gonna start with the big planner. One of the things about the Happy Planner that's awesome is that the daily boxes, there's no like border in between them. You can go straight across, just like an hourly planner. So like if you're gonna be on vacation, you can go straight across. Whoops, that's stupid looking, but whatever. I'm getting a root canal today, so I am getting my nervous energy out ahead of time, so fucking live with it. Oh my God, this is so janky. When janky letters attack. Anyway. That you can write a big swath across the top of your planner because you have, the boxes are so close together that you can just fill it all in. You could doodle, like if you want to do a road trip, you could color this shit in and then be like, road trip, or I don't know, something that's just, there's a lot of people who doodle better in their Happy Planners than I do, but that is a hallmark of this planner, is that this planner is more so than most of the other planners I've tried. The Happy Planner is a planner that lends itself well to doodling. Between the paper being awesome, so you can use little markers on it, and the fact that it gives you so much space and not a lot of like frou-frou shit in the way. Now in this bigger planner, you can still do the same lettering sideways where you keep it narrow like you would in the vertical planner. But you can actually pull out the sideways lettering that I've talked about in hourly planners in this bigger planner, because each of these boxes has so much real estate. It also lends itself well to doing like banners and like, this is really janky looking, and flourishes. Like you can draw like clouds across the top. You can doodle in like part of your box. It's gross. You can doodle in part of your box and still have plenty of room to like make a to-do list out. Like you could, in all actuality, like, I don't know, it's somebody's birthday, so you could draw like a little balloon and write, you know, Cletus's birthday, and still have room for like a to-do list of like girthy proportions. Like that's the size of this planner gives you so much space to play with. B-day. Okay. Birthday. Yeah. In the smaller planner, there aren't those like header strips that go across the top of each box area. So it gives you the space to really just, you know, like let's say for this weekend, you're going to be just having sex all weekend because you're going somewhere with your husband. You could easily do something like this. And you know what? Like as funny as I was hoping this would be, I hate drawing X's with every fucking fiber of my being. So joke's on me here, isn't it? See, like you could do that and have it just take up a whole chunk. Like you could basically like fill in your squares like bingo based on what it is that you want. And that's something that's a little, you could probably do it in the bigger one, but it's a little, this ability to fill in the squares however you want to kind of compensates for the fact that in the bigger one you have way more space. So less space here, but more flexibility. A little less flexibility in the big one, but way more space in each box. So you may not need to ever do something like this. If you're going to try and do something like doodling in the Happy Planner, you could even start, like if you were going to do like a tree, you wouldn't have to do the whole tree. You could just do the part of the tree that gets seen by the edge here. Adds a lot of possibilities for decorating like this. As I'm thinking like Christmas time, you could do some ornaments. Looks like a turd. Whatevs. You know, you could draw some ornaments in a tree. There's all sorts of things you could do within the scope of the Happy Planner. So those are just some of my tips for utilizing your Happy Planner with some letters and some doodles. I know it wasn't tons of new information, but to be honest, if you watch the Erin Condren videos, you'll catch a little bit more info that could be used helpfully. I think what I really wanted to just show with this video was how versatile these are and how much, if you have a Happy Planner and you use it, feel free to like push the boundaries of it. There's not as much that you have to like cover up in order to do some awesome doodling and shit. Like you can doodle in whatever fucking planner you want to, but in these planners, it's almost like they were made for it. So by all means, give it a shot. And like I said, if you have a Happy Planner, do the pen test. Like I haven't even looked at like, I haven't even looked at like permanent markers, like merm. I don't even know what I'm fucking doing. Like this is one of those pens that I use for Chrissy and design stickers, and it didn't even, like barely shadowed. Like the gauntlet is thrown, Happy Planner. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you next time.